warning there. We just read that part of it, about the destruction of the temple. When he warned about the destruction of the temples, when he talks about the abomination of desolation, he warns them to flee into the mountains, into the hillsides, because Tiberius is going to kill everybody, and their sign was he would offer the abomination of desolation on the, and he did in 70 A.D. So I don't know if that's going to happen again. Everybody thinks that the Antichrist is going to do it, but it's already been done twice. I forgot who the Greek, no, the Persian king god Xerxes did the same thing in before Christ. But anyway, continuing on, today Israel is not offering sacrifices, is the point. I spoke to a very delightful Jewish guide in Jerusalem. His hair was as gray as it could be. He said that it had turned gray when he was only 19 years of age, after he had heard that his father and mother, sister and brother had been killed in Russia. He was a delightful fellow, and he took me around to show me the model of the temple at the hotel I mentioned. As we were looking at it, I asked him, although perhaps I should not have, where is the brazen altar? He looked at me with a surprise and said, "Oh, we have come past that. Today we have an ethical religion." Well, a lot of folk have an ethical religion, but my friend, that bloody sacrifice was necessary for the human family might have forgiveness of sins. Okay. For when then would they not have ceased to be offered? Because that the worshipper, once purged, should have had no more conscience of sin. They would no longer have any feelings of guilt or consciousness of sin. Verse 3. But in those sacrifices there is a remembrance again made of sins every year. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 3. So actually, what those sacrifices did was to remind the Israelite that the sacrificial system was not complete, or they wouldn't have to come back and repeat it every year. The sacrifices were only a shadow, a skein in the Greek, meaning a haze outline. The old sacrifices were shadow, never substance. And my friend, shadows are not enough. You can't live in the shadow of a house. You need a house. Again, the sacrifices would not have had to be repeated if they had been complete. For instance, when a man says that he is cursed of disease and yet he is still taking medicine every hour, that man is not cursed. And when a man keeps bringing sacrifices every year, that man is not cursed of sin. It is first Christ who made the one sacrifice once and for all. In those sacrifices, there was a remainder of sin year by year. Here they go through the great day of atonement every year. What did it mean? The answer had not arrived until yonder on Golgotha, when Christ cried out, Tetelestai, which means finished. My friend, it was finished, and the next year there was no need for a day of atonement. In fact, he will tell us that to go through the sacrifices today is to trod underfoot the blood of Christ. Sounds like blasphemy to me. So verse 4, for it is not possible for the blood of bulls and goats should take away sins. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 4. The blood of animal sacrifices only covered over the sins until the Lamb of God would come to take away the sins of the world. See John chapter 1 and verse 29. Now, that concludes that section.